Hi, this is IK. Welcome to.
Compiling for the React Beginner's Book Part 2.
I never compiling by sitting down with my legs on the table. No, because there is no circulation in that pose. And circulation is for thinking. And because I walk by every day, walking some hours, some kilometers. And in that time, for me, is excellent for compiling during walking. And voice recorder and some idea record on voice recorder. I like that. By walking, I learn English also. I listening English. And by walking, I listen audiobooks also. It is interesting, very interesting and not boring. That walking not boring. Compiling about beginner's book. Some people like book, and because of that, I'm going back to writing books because it was my love from always to write a book. Now we have artificial intelligence, and it is, I don't know, do you testing it? I use it now every day, and it is phenomenon because natural language speaking in English or in Croatian for me, and it is a big thing about that artificial intelligence, and also after that, of course, what talk to us, what that artificial respond to us, and I have big profit of that because that artificial speak with me like somebody who there is a big knowledge about that, but that we understand. Artificial intelligence, I test, can write book about React, beginner's book for React, in some minutes, about 100 pages. I test it. For example, I ask artificial intelligence what topic it would be write in books about React for beginners. And in some minutes I have all topics. And after that, you ask her about every topics, and she writing about every topics. I must say that is very concise, but why I would never use it in my book. I use it in my knowledge, and I don't need memorize, and can always help me because I can forget something. But I never use it because that natural language, what I use artificial, is ideal literacy, grammar, excellent sentences by sentences, and very concretely and very shortly explain all. but it is never mind with my explanation. I don't like it is not my style. I don't like spoke like that. I don't like talk story and talk educational lesson like that. And I see big difference between my explanation, my writing books, and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. I not. I can call on that. I can show you some part of our conversation, and I would like to hear your experience with that. But for me, like teacher, it is not interesting. It is boring. My beginner's book would be my books with my words and with my tactic, strategy, and methodic. For example, but something else. In coding, excellent. When I have some data and I ask that code me remote access to that data, and that code give me in per second, and ask me CRUD, program me CRUD of that data. It is excellent programming, excellent, and I take that programming, I analyze, I look at, and simple possible, and it give me excellent coding. It is good for finding error also. Copy pages, copy script, and ask what you want. And it is very interesting. And that code I take, concretely code. But for example, when I ask artificial, code me your first React application for my book, React for beginners, it is not useful. It is not useful, and because books about something is a story, is a teacher's story, a teacher's thinking. In head of teachers, there is a lot of experience, and there is a lot of experience of phases of learners, experience of explanation, and how people react on that. When I write book, I have myself in front of myself like learners. I write book on the kind, I said it many times, I write book for one person, for me. And the rule is very simple. I talk story, I explain like I would like that somebody explained to me. And I slow, I want to go deep explaining, like in explanation, I want to go deep down. It is like first principle. There is nothing behind that. Deep down, and that position is the simplest one position. And I like that position. And I like learn beginners, total beginners. Because I think that after that, middle, upper programmers, developers, I cannot learn. They know when they have basic, fundament grounded, when they grounded, they ask in the company. They can go in the company to work, like junior, and learn there in that factory. Because how many factory, that many culture in that company, and when people have ground base knowledge, that people now ask artificial intelligence, ask surf in blog, etc. And I think that it is losing time to learn from me this middle knowledge or upper knowledge, because you don't know what you find in factory, in company, in what you go, how culture, how they work. In any time it was like that, not only now. Now you have we always have, all the last 30 years in web developing, we have always transitioned. We have transitioned from DOS to Windows. And after that, we have many transitions, HTML version, CSS, JavaScript, vanilla, and after that, JavaScript version 5, version 6. Until now, this PHP also, and CMS, content management system with database, all that exists today, all that employ people today. And but every day is wider and wider aspect of working in company where you come in. About that I can spoke in some next video, but now about compiling about books for beginners, React beginners book. In this video I would show you React explanation with what I think to begin my book. It is always dilemma how much I said for introduction, but must be application at first, and all what we learn in my book in any times I used concretely actually used. You can use that completely in practice. It is not something unpractical, very practical, the most practical. But in this video, and for our beginner, I want the most simplest possible. Maybe it is most practical, it's most useful. Useful for what? For today's need of us, and useful for learning, the most useful. What kind of that application? How look at that application? It is that application what you look at now. We have, it is a basic application with basic feature, and that application only repeat in bigger application. We need menu. We need menu. We need a single page of it is a landing page. It is page about that article, about that post, about that story. It is a landing of that article, landing of the story. What it means? It is all path go to landing. All path, better, shorter path. And here is a shorter possible part. We have homepage. Homepage is about a lot of article, about a lot of posts, like some information what we have in last time, and you you can choose. Last one is here one, but home again. Maybe you won't read this. It is that homepage is our article, our post. Here is I spoke about post. It is homepage. It is first look at glance look in our page and what where we want heading, picture heading, and short text part of main text. And if we have some interesting title, people click that. And after that they are in medias res. They are on landing page of that article, of that post in our. It means homepage, and after that, homepage is like content, and you have one of that page. And look at now, left side. This left side we have always content. It is only title. Title as menu. And when we have a landing page of some single article, single post, in the same time we see a menu. We see all other title, or some number of last title, etc. And this is a story about the simplest, the useful React application. It is the same for all about I spoke. If I spoke about HTML without static HTML with some pages, it will be same story. If I talk about PHP and client server, it would be same story. Now I spoke about React application. It is only React application. With install, you need install only React Router 6. React Router DOM version 6. Here it is. And now it is one story. It is one story in looking in application and concretely final product. Now we can go to graphically. Again, it was very, very graphical, but now can be graphical more. Here it is what we see in the middle of that paint. We have link home. It is on app.js. But look at here, blog post data. Here is a list of all. I can call that component. No, can call it physical document. Okay, document, because blog post data.js is JSON document. Index.html is is HTML document. Index.js is JavaScript document. App.js is React component. Blog post menu left, React component. Blog post.js is JavaScript document or React component. Blog post menu component. Why I take up blog post data at first? Because we must. Our project, every talking, at first point in every talking with customer is data. What data? What customer must give you full basket of data, or not full, or only some or small, but customer is that who give you data. And here it is, blogpostdata.js. We can, in my story, it is the simplest possible data because we learn React. We don't need a lot of data. Also, I don't need a lot of learners that we understand. I need, for me, is enough, small number, 100 learners is enough. Why? Because that 100 learners say me how my product is, how my explanation is. How say me? If they don't go, don't go. And if sometimes coming, and more coming, then get away. And it is all my feedback. I know all about my context. People coming, not get away. Okay, but of course, for have money from my video, I need more students, and I need more work, of course. And blog post data, look at our data, blog post data. Blog post data, here it is. In that file, this is JavaScript data in Java, in JSON format. JSON format begin with square brackets, and inside square brackets we have 4 members for post. 4 members, and every member is object. Object is curly bracket. Inside curly brackets is one object. Inside square brackets is array. And this is array is JSON format of writing data. Object here is and here constant blog posters plural blog posters. We declare object blog posts equal array. In square braces bracket is array. First member of array is this one. And after that, go second object, second member. After first member of array, we have comma. And the second object, second member of array is here, and here is comma. Third members of array and fourth. And here is square, closed square of array. Every object, there is properties. ID, heading, image, blog post. Properties, there is a column, and after column there is a value of properties. Every object, there is 4 properties. ID, 1, heading, what is web, image, it is path to image, text. All here is text. In JSON is all text. But in on the web you will see image also. Blog post is there is 3 paragraphs, and every paragraph is a member of array. Here is the, and this backtick is very important. It is an important part of React. about what I spoke earlier, maybe in the future, but now not important. Don't want to speak a lot about that. But only is important that backstick is important because React, better said JavaScript, say inside backstick, see like a single entity, what can treat like members of array, like here. It is one members of array, second, and the third. We have a third entity by a backstick, and because of that it is array. And we, in processing JavaScript, we treat it like array. You will be array, and we will treat it with method map. Every object is like that. There is that same properties. It is data. It is our data. It is about post. Post, there is ID. ID, our data must have ID. It is unique identification of every post. Here is a post, can be article. And we have here only four. It is our data. We have four posts here, and it can be for article, for example. Not post is something what we have more and more, what is more dynamic. But when we have only four article, for example, it can be four article and you don't change it by years, and you don't need CRUD and contact and coding remote access your data, but you can have a file, JSON file like here, inside your React application, and when we call that application, that from Node server, application will go to our browser, and with application we will have on the browser and this file of data. And of course it was be faster when we our application is faster because we don't need contact with the server after that first contact, and that file is here in browser. And but it is only in case that you need that by years and years only some fixed limited number of same articles. You will find that other teachers call it fake data, but it is not fake data if you have a limited number of article or catalog in your online catalog. It is not fake data, it is real data, and this application what I use, like first one, is real practical application, and excellent for beginning learn React, and excellent for use if somebody needs something like that. Why is this application is useful for learning for beginner? Because this React application said all about React application. All. Because this smallest one, we need all about React. Okay, I continue. It is about data. here it is, blog post data.js. Index HTML. Index HTML, I produce this application. I start with npx. It is package, it is application. The most popular for create React application. npx create a basic grounded React application, real React application. And after that, we incorporate encoding our script in that. And it means that we're coding index.html. Index.html is the first page what go from server. And after installing that page, go all other, coming index.js, coming app.js, and coming on the app.js, just coming home page. What is defined, what we define, that coming like home page. Okay, first, index.html, go first. Index.html, go first, and it is like that. We didn't code it. It is for us. Here for explanation. It is interesting. Here element div id root, and it is the view page source. In view page source. In view page source. This is always like that. It is always, we always see that pages without changes, always same like this. And because of that, all application because single page application, because view source is only this one pages. And never mind when we look at other or home, it is always same document object model. This is what you see now in the screen. It is a document object model. It is memorized that web page, that HTML document, index.html, in memory is forming document object model, and it is it, document object model, and stay like that all the time. Okay, now it is index.html. Now we can have index.js. Index.js is entry all our React application, entry point. It is door to our React application. And now after React Router 6 version, it is last version, that index.js not only that it is basic ground root object for our for working of React application, but it is also a router structure. We create our router structure. Router structure is our navigational structure. Index.js, here it is. Index.js, index.html, index.js here. Index.js is import all what we need is import here, but it is interesting for us now import app component, import blog post component, and import blog posts menu component, and here is routing construction, a router. Here is root path root element. It is router React router element. There is properties path. It is our domain of application, and element will be opened element component app. But now there is no closed, safe, self-closed, but it is first tag, and we have closed tag here. All inside this is physically on the app. And what is physically on the app? It is blog post menu and the single blog post. Because it is inside, it is a router inside of a root app. It is child blog post menu. Every root inside is a child of app component. Not a lot of about that. It is important for this story for beginning. In later little I would explain routing. Now blog post menu and blog post component are child of app. And this element inside the root, there is properties index, means what we see first. What would be part of home page? Would be blog posts, plural, blog post menu. It would be, because here it would be first visible on opening page. Let's go to see. Here is first visible, it is home. And it is that right side. Let's go here. What is first visible? First visible is a blog post menu left and blog post menu. Why there is no blog post menu left here? Here there is no blog post, there is, but there is no blog post left. Blog post left is open app.js. Here it is. Blog post menu left is without routing, directly on app. And index, what we call by index, coming here in this element, in element outlet. Blog post menu left always incorporate, always physically, is a child of app, and always stay, never get away, always stay here from first opening to last opening. But outlet element, React router element outlet, in that element coming what we decided, where we decided it, index.js, here, blog posts, plural menu, blog post menu, coming because it is index, it coming in outlet. But when we click on some post, concretely post link, and we have parameter in our web address, parameter of that post, we will see blog post, single post in outlet. in outlet. 3 component, blog post menu and blog post menu left and blog post menu left, these three this is child of up. I put right a little. These three will be visible. Blog post menu left always. Blog post would be visible when we click in some link in blog post menu left. And the blog post menu would be visible only when we click on home. When we click on home, we see left, you see blog posts menu left. It is always here. When we click on some post, we will see single post. Home, we see blog posts menu. It is like, I call it menu because it is a little bigger menu than this left. Left we have only title, but right we have image, short text, and title, image, short text. It is, look at it, is a link. Every title here is a link, and we can go on single post, blog post. Singular, blog post, single post. When we click home, we have index. In index, here is a blog posts menu. And we look at now blog posts menu. When we click link, we have single post, blog post. And it is dynamically dynamic situation, dynamic, it is our navigation, creation of navigation. Here it is, when we click, it is number. In address, every parameter, there is a number. What we have in this component, these two component, menu left and menu right, we can call that menu left and menu right. We have a map method. It is array, it is the same array, it is our blog post, it is our JSON format blog post object. It is 4 posts, array with 4 posts. We create a list of that members in array, and every array there is a method map for that, and in both components left and right we use map. We use map for extract every members for our JSON data, every members, but we take of that members what we want. In left, we take only title. In left, we take only title. In right, we take title, image, and short text. Look at that two component. Blog component blog posts menu. It is right menu right. Here it is. It is what is it? It is concretely blog post, our data. Blog post menu. But there is no import here. And from what coming? How coming that blog posts? It is object of our JSON. In JSON format, our object name concretely is in curly brackets. It must be complete array blog post with 4 posts. Blog post menu in index.js. Here we have components. Here we have import blog post from our JSON blog post data, and here blog post equal blog post properties. It is properties because blog post menu is object. Object have properties. Blog post, we call that short props equal that object. And from here, from index, our component have inside all data, all JSON. And now when we look at in blog post menu, blog post menu, we component process that data. Component process that data. And here is blog post menu in parameter. Parameter of that function, we have complete our data, our JSON, our object, array, and the return of that function is map, method map on that array. Array.map is method. Of every array there is a method, and the parameter of map method is arrow function, and parameter of arrow function is post, and in body of arrow function we have processing of this script. What is it? It is what we want to do with members, with every members. We want to give every members in div. That div there is key post ID, okay? We want to take of every members, we want to take post ID in link after slash. We want every member of array there is a post ID, and we want it here after slash, that it would be parameter in address. Link, what is link? Link is built-in React router element. React router element. We must programmable create links programmable because we have component. Because of that we have a router, and route because we create pages by component. It is not have link and link go to server, take something what want and go back. It is not here. Here is link creation on the client side. In our browser, React application must create a link inside the browser, inside client side. Don't need go to server like in other application before, in PHP, for example, application or HTML documents only. Because of that we need a link. Link is a React router element built in, and we create that link. There is a properties 2, and we create properties 2 is here. Look at in backstick, very important. And what we wanted, we want to take post heading. It is properties heading of our members, of our post. And we want that post heading visible heading 1 HTML, and we want that it be link, and it will be link. Here it is. It will be link with the number here. It will be link here. What we want image. Here is the image. Here is a post.image. It is a path to image, and we want a paragraph because we have 3 paragraph post, blog post. Look at, and we take in this means that we take in 0 parameter. It is first parameter. Take from that 0, take 150 character places, and we take from first paragraph 150. It is it. It is this is 150 character places, not characters, but characters places. It means that spacebar counting. It's all div, and we will have for div. We will have for div. It is a map blog post menu. Now blog post menu left, blog post menu. Blog post menu left, take this blog post, take from up. There is not take directly. Blog posts menu, take from index.js. Blog posts menu left, take from up. Component can take value, take variable only from parent. Only higher component can give value lower component. And the blog post menu is child of menu left, is child of up. Here it is, up. Here it is, up, blog post menu left. Here it is. And this is properties of that object. Properties, short called props, equal blog post, equal our data, and that data import here. And now we go to blog post menu left to see how we process it, how we coding processing of our data. Blog post menu left, here it is. Blog post menu left, what we processing? Also list, but list only heading. Only heading. Of course, if we want that it heading would be link, we need a link, and we need post ID. Here it is, post ID, and we need the heading. It is also map, and also same story like before. Map, there is map is method of array blog post, and that method there is for parameter. There is arrow function, and in that arrow function we have a parameter post, and this processing in body of arrow function. It is blog post menu left, and a blog post singular, single post. Here it is. There is also blog post, but there is no import here. Blog post is from index. Index is parent. Here it is. Index is parent. Here is parent, and here is parent. Blog post menu is child. Blog post is child, and here is element or object blog post. There is properties short said props equal array blog post, and we have from two places. From places index this component and this component. From index. In index take data, take props from parent. Parent index is parent to two components, blog post menu and blog post. And blog post menu left is in app directly, and there take data from parent's app. We will see that is very complicated when we have a big React application. A lot of trees that we said. Every React application is a trees. App index.js is entry document in all React application, and that index calling app is topic top element, and all other is child or grandchild, etc. of app. Because a child of app can have child, and that child can have child. Like that, we have trees. Now we have only app, and on app we have other components directly like child. Let's go here. I explain all. It is compiling, but every part of that I have something to say else. I said about that this application can can learn us all about React. It means that we must learn a lot of about functional programming, about difference between declarative programming versus imperative programming, etc., etc. I spoke about that, but of course, about that I will speak in book after this concretely application, and all what I said would be connected with application. It would be not isolate example that I spoke about map and explain and show example about map, about method find, about method filter. No, all that would be inside application, and all that would be explained inside application. All other also declarative, imperative programming, functional programming, I spoke only inside the application and explain about inside application. Because separate spoke about JavaScript element and learn JavaScript like that, it is some kind of learning, and some people like it, and some teacher recommend it. Learn first JavaScript, learn first HTML, etc. But I not. I like that you listen story, what is it, and you see that story, visualize that story. When we click on some link, this is go from up, and this is coming here. And it's all. When we click on home, get out, and this is get here. You look, it is blog posters menu, this is one down, and it up is bottom. This is child. This is a child, and this is a child also. This home is link on up. This is component, and this is component left. This left stay always here, and it is directly on up, and here is in index. In index, in a router, properties index, in index.js. Here it is. And single post. It is the simplest possible React application. Simplest possible useful in learning, and simple possible useful in practice. Very, very useful. You have an enjoyable catalog if it is catalog with limited fixing number of subjects. This is my compiling about React Beginner's book. It is part 2. And I beginning with artificial intelligence, I can finish with artificial intelligence. I spoke my story. I spoke my explanation, talk my explanation, and you can compare it with asking artificial intelligence. All what I said here, you can ask artificial intelligence in Croatian or in English, and you will have an excellent explanation, strictly grammatically, literacy high, and nothing forget. Absolutely interesting. And you, like teacher, every of us, you like learners in this situation. Maybe somewhere I learn from you in your blog, in your comment. And I like teacher, doctors in his profession, I like engineer also, I like developer, programmers, but at first I teacher. We must find, every of us, for ourselves, what task and do we have, what we have, what is interesting and what is very, very useful for us. I repeat that some code can code me artificial, and it is excellent because it was the burning job for me if it is second time or if it is after I know it. It is interesting for me when I first coding, but when I coding more time, it is very boring, and now I don't need it, and that it is not attack on time of teachers, that okay, I don't need code some part, okay, you will produce more book. No, you will have Ivica, you will have more time for more book, and after that more money. It is not like that, because I never sure in my compiling and in my finished book. Never sure that it is the best method how I enter it, how I introduce you in some material. I never sure. And I need more and more times to compiling and thinking how begin some book, what to say in some book, how to say, and it is, I talk to me. I am my learners. I write book for me, what I said in the beginning. But I don't know, I'm not sure what is the best kind for me to introduce me in new material and totally beginners. Because of that, my time is go in that part from what I need for coding. I go with in part of compiling and thinking about version of book, how to say, how many time repeat, how bold something what is important. But if you many things bold, nothing is bold, and always must think about what to bold. Better bold only one, and that only one will be embedded in our brain for all life, etc. Very complicated method, very complicated this process of learning and teaching. It is two compatible process. Lot of time, lot of way of learning, and a lot of way of teaching. And we must find for ourselves best way of learning, and I must best way for teaching. And it is always process what we finding, but big percent of that we have, because we are practical. We have a lot of play in teaching and a lot of play in learning. If you know somebody that need a movie video like this one, say them about this one, call them, write in your and spoke about this video on your network, on your social network. Coming again, subscribe, like if you want. And what more to say than thank you for watching, and see you next time.